You can put it on the board. Yes.
So live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV mobile studio, AAMP TV. Today's show is brought to you in part by UppercutChops.com. Check out their tasty selection of all natural USDA prime Angus and Wagyu steaks and chops. Wait till you see their best-in-class dry-aged New York steaks, filet mignons, and of course the king of all, the cowboy and tomahawk ribeyes. Those are the ones, they're 2, 3, 5 pounds a piece. And it's first it's a steak, and then it's a weapon with those big bones from the tomahawk. Nonetheless, fantastic and truly fantastic steaks. The best I've ever had. In fact, even the gourmet Angus and Wagyu burgers will likely be the best you've ever had as well. For more information, call 702-799-9935. That's 702-799-9935 for uppercutchops.com. That's 702-799-9935. Find out what's for dinner at uppercutchops.com. All right, a big welcome to everybody listening in on our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates from coast to coast, Magic 97.9 FM, right here in Las Vegas, as well as everybody on Cox, Comcast, Spectrum, Frontier, Wow Cable, and we can't forget everybody also that's tuning in on AAMP.TV. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow all the content on AAMP.TV, Instagram, Facebook, you know who you are, and everybody else from coast to coast, even Magic. I already said Magic 97.9. And folks, listen, it's live. That's the cool thing about this. It's live. We don't fix it in the mix. We don't have to fix it in the mix, if you know what I mean. All right. Now, from the very top, another laughable topic. When I say laughable, this is just bleeping stupid laughable. How about that guy, Colin Kaepernick? How about this clown? How about this clown making a direct appeal for the NFL to maybe give him a second look or a third look or a 55th look? Just plain stupidity. He says, quote, "I can help you win games," close quote, whatever. Dude, just stop it already. Literally, it's been 6 years since you played in the National Football League. Got to tell you, man, no one's really interested. And if they were, well, you would have been playing for the last 6 years now, wouldn't you? In fact, remember, Colin Kaepernick, or whatever your name is, you walked away from a $15+ million deal with the 49ers 6 years ago. 6 years ago, when you had some relevancy, whatever. And then you pulled that crap with this kneeling and then sued the NFL, more likely extorted, in my opinion, because of some racial nonsensical, whatever the hell it was. I don't even care. The fact is, this guy, being Colin Kaepernick, had every opportunity to continue on in a mediocre at best career in the National Football League. But no, it seems to me, in my opinion, of course, that he got about $180 million for quitting the National Football League. Of course, Colin, you created a massive divide in the league. And of course, also created a divide in the fans and in Americans in general. Yeah, that's the guy. In my opinion, Colin Kaepernick, you're an awful person and a detriment to Americans as a whole. By the way, I just want to know, did you spend all that money? I think you got about $88 million from the National Football League, if I'm not mistaken, whatever. And who knows whether it's 88 million or 88 cents. I don't know. All I know is I want to know, did you spend the money from there? What about the money that you got from the shoe company? I don't know. I think that was another $90 million. Is that really why you're out there? Because you possibly ran out of money? Is that what it is? Or maybe you're just trying to do the big money grab. It seems like your career has been a hell of a lot better since you've been off the field than on the field. Seems like you've made a hell of a lot more money. So why don't you just stay off the field, do what you do, keep bothering the people you're bothering, in my opinion. Look, folks, I can say that this is my opinion and it's my program, so get over yourselves. But the fact is, nobody really wants to see you back on the field, Colin Kaepernick. And you'll just set the league backwards if some team is sucked in and pressured or stupid enough to sign you because there really are better quarterbacks out there. Got to tell you, man, there are better quarterbacks out there, and they have been playing for the last several years. You, on the other hand, haven't been playing. Colin Kaepernick, really, just go away, really. Nobody wants to see you in the National Football League, the USFL, the Canadian Football League. Just go away. Speaking of sellouts, oh, yeah, here's another sellout. How about this one? How about Seton Hall and Shaheen Holloway? Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody says, oh, hey, March Madness, here's this guy, Shaheen Holloway. He was everybody's hero, whatever. Okay, so his team got lucky in the tournament. They won a few games. This is, folks, we're talking about the NCAA tournaments. But how about Shaheen Holloway not sticking with St. Peter's, the Peacocks of St. Peter's? They were the big story in the big dance. Never mind everything else. They were the story. And so what does Shaheen Holloway do? He sells out and goes to Seton Hall, and he abandons St. Peter's. Come on, man. And, of course, it's official. Shaheen Holloway is sold out and left St. Peter's high and dry. In fact, to return to Seton Hall, where he played a little bit of basketball. Nonetheless, Seton Hall announced that it poached away Holloway from St. Peter's and hired him as a new men's head basketball coach. In fact, the move was widely expected as Holloway guided St. Peter's on a historic run through the NCAA tournament, blah, blah, blah. They won a few games. Get over it. Anyway, the Peacocks became the first 15 seed to advance all the way to the Elite Eight, and now they have no leader because Holloway sold them out. Yes, he sold them out. In fact, that run came to an end when Holloway's team was destroyed by the Chapel Hillbillies of North Carolina, of course, with a trip to the Final Four on the line, whatever. In fact, Seton Hall is going to be in for a rude awakening because, look, Holloway does replace Kevin Willard, who was left for Maryland, and after 12 seasons there, look, Kevin, you can call him Willard or you can call him Willard. I like calling him Willard. It sounds a little more exotic. Anyway, Holloway was an assistant under Willard, but we'll call him Willard. For 2007 all the way to 2018, first at Iona and then at Seton Hall from 2010 to 18. And after 2018 season, Holloway stayed in the state of New York and accepted a head coaching job over at St. Peter's. Over 4 seasons with the Peacocks, he amassed a mediocre at best record of only 7 over 500. 64-57, but the Peacocks went 10 wins against 22 losses in his first season, but had a winning record in the next 3 seasons. Again, just over 500. Folks, he didn't set the world afire. I can assure you that. Seton Hall Athletic Director Brian Felt said, quote, "I'm incredibly excited to welcome Shaheen Holloway and his family home to Seton Hall. Shaheen is a winner in every sense of the word, and he is not only an incredible coach, but an incredible educator of young men, and he works tirelessly to put his student athletes in a position to succeed, and he makes them believe that they can achieve anything with hard work and determination. This is evident by his historic NCAA tournament run. Shaheen made an unforgettable impact here at Seton Hall, and at first a student athlete and then again as an assistant coach. Now we're ready to watch him take over our men's basketball program as head coach and lead our Pirates to further greatness." Whatever, man. Anyway, Holloway, who has agreed to a 6-year deal, played point guard at Seton Hall from 1996 to 2000. Then he played professionally overseas. Yeah, that kind of professional, before beginning his coaching career. In fact, Shaheen said, quote, "Life has a way of coming full circle. This is certainly a full circle moment for my family and I." We'll get back to that. Seton Hall is near and dear to my heart. It's where I became a man, where I met the love of my life, where I spent countless hours honing my craft as a basketball player and a basketball coach. To say that I'm excited to get started as a men's head coach for basketball at Seton Hall would be an understatement. Thank you to President Joseph Nair and Brian Felt for this opportunity. It is a dream come true. Pirates fans, I look forward to seeing you all in the community, on the campus, and at the Prudential Center, close quote. Now, I wonder if Seton Hall taught him grammar, because as you see, his first statement very clearly was, life has a way of coming full circle. Then he goes on to make a grammatical disastrous mistake. Yes, and this one's written on top of it. There is certainly a full circle. This is certainly a full circle moment for my family and I. No, it's my family and me. My family and me. It's a full circle moment for me. It's not a full circle moment for I. Who the hell speaks like that? Maybe if you get a degree from Seton Hall, that's how you speak. I don't know. All I know is it is my family and me. In this case, we'll get our grammar lesson out. Let's go back to third grade and see if we can figure this one out. Anyway, Shaheen, you're a total sellout. You left St. Peter's high and dry, and hopefully you'll go winless in your next 6 years. All right, folks, we're going to be back here on the Sports Circus in just a few minutes. Lots more to come. Don't go anywhere. How about some NFL for your soul? Maybe some Major League Baseball. Don't go anywhere. Lots more to come.
Nobody wants to get ripped off, broken into, or robbed, but nobody wants to pay a lot of money to have their home protected either. I've got an offer to tell you about to provide home security for your home for less than $1 a day. For real, with no installation or equipment charges. And this is from a company rated #1 by a leading consumer research company. According to the facts, most of you won't even call unless there's a burglary in your neighborhood or something bad happened. So let's give you a reason. Save money. For less than $1 a day with no other costs, you can get your home secured. Plus, get a lifetime equipment replacement warranty. You need protection for your home. Call the Home Security Hotline right now.
800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. Again, that's 800-361-3491.
AMP, the multi-format network, is here to help create, produce, distribute, and sell your content. For more information, send a message to info@aamp.tv. That's info@aamp.tv.
Are you a small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The American Business Trust Company can help you with startup capital, business strategy, sales and marketing, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea. The American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, you may visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's ABTRUSTCO.com, or call them at 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away.
Come on, you watch the news. Be prepared to pay more taxes. Then if you owe back taxes or haven't filed in a few years, get ready. The IRS, the largest collection agency in the world, will be coming after you, with the power to collect taxes by any means they want to. Hey, they can freeze your bank account, your passport, even padlock your business. Oh, good times. Look, if the IRS claims you owe them $5,000 or more in back taxes and they're coming after you, don't panic. Call my friends at Get a Tax Lawyer first. Their job is to negotiate with the IRS and save you money. They're experts at it. That's all they do, and you can trust them. In some cases, they have reduced a $50,000 tax bill to less than $1,000. If you owe the IRS $5,000 or more in back taxes, call now for a free consultation.
800-908-7016. 800-908-7016. 800-908-7016. That's 800-908-7016.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio, AAMP.TV. This segment brought to you in part by Cali Vegas, helping people create and host their very own radio, TV, or multimedia talk shows. Cali Vegas can help with everything they need to get out of sitting in hours of traffic, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job, and host their very own talk show in their very own home studio. For more information, contact Cali Vegas at 949-445-1119. That's 949-445-1119. Again, 949-445-1119, or visit online for more information at calivegas.com. That's CALI Vegas.com. It's live, folks. Anything can happen. Everybody watching on TV just saw a little weird thing, but get over it. All right, a big welcome in to everybody listening in on our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates from coast to coast, including Magic 97.9 FM right here in Las Vegas. And we have KHKA, CBS Sports 1500 over in Honolulu. Thanks for joining us over there. That's home of the 49ers, home of the San Francisco Giants, and the Alabama Crimson Tide, if you know what I mean. Also, welcome in everybody on CNBC and NBC over in Southern California, over in Natchez, Mississippi, and Fairdale, Louisiana. That'd be 107.1 The River. That's Mid-South Broadcasting. Big thanks for everybody working with us over there. And also make sure you listen to their partner station, their sister station, their Gator station, 104.7 as well, for some good country and rock music as well between the two stations. Can't remember which one does which, but guess what? We're over there. That's all I know. Nonetheless, a big welcome to everybody over in Auburn, Alabama, on the home of the Atlanta Braves, the world champion Atlanta Braves, WAUD, also WDJY in Atlanta, 99.1 FM, and everybody else from coast to coast. Again, watching on AMP TV, AAMP.TV, as well as Hotel Television and Comcast, Spectrum, Frontier, and WOW Cable affiliates. Wow, that's a mouthful. That's about 2 minutes worth of promo for everybody. So guess what? We took care of you. All right. So, hey, let me see if I can get a little reaction on this whole sellout thing. Let's see if we can bring in our producer for today, and his name is Brandon. All right, let's go, Brandon. What do you think about what I had just said regarding the sellout of Shaheen Holloway over in New Jersey? What do you think about that? Do you have an opinion? Chris, anybody over there, does anybody have an opinion on the idea of a sellout? Yeah. Well, listen, hey, Brandon, let me ask you a question. All right. So if I hired you as a head coach and you did really well with my team and I want you to return, and I say, hey, Brandon, let's go, Brandon, come on back and sign another agreement with us. Come back for another year. And you say, no, I can't do it.
Show me the money!
I'm going to go that route. What do you think about that?
What was that again?
Click that. Show me the money!
All right. So you said, but what you said was as honest as I can, implying that you can be dishonest as well. Is that correct or incorrect?
I try my best to be real honest, and if I make a mistake,
he says I'm going to try my best to be honest.
I will work my heart.
Are you hearing yourself, young man?
Sometimes not.
Chris, do you have an opinion on doing your best to be honest or just being honest?
Well, if you're known for being dishonest, then you'd want to try to be honest. But normally, if you're raised right, it just kind of happens. It just works out, and that's just what you know.
You see, this is the answer I was seeking, but Brandon, I get it 100%. Not saying that I do it, but I get it, if you know what I mean.
Show me the money!
Okay, so here is another one of those situations where I wonder if this guy was actually paid to leave the sidelines. How about this? How about Buccaneers head coach Bruce Arians retiring to be replaced by Todd Bowles? Now, Todd Bowles, one hell of a coach. I like Todd Bowles. I think a lot of people like Todd Bowles. And I believe Tom Brady likes Todd Bowles too. Nonetheless, as it turns out, Tom Brady isn't the Tampa Bay Buccaneers leader hanging it up this season. No, Bucs head coach Bruce Arians is retiring from coaching and moving out of the team's front office as a senior football consultant, if you know what I mean. Come on, man. Actually, he'll be replaced by defensive coordinator Todd Bowles. Now, Arians is retiring after 8 seasons, only 8 as a head coach. 9, of course, if you count the 12 games he coached as an interim head coach for the Colts. And, of course, there have been whispers of his retirement for years. So everyone's saying, hey, we think he's going to retire. Well, guess what? We're not retiring. We're not having to do whispers and crap right here. But nobody really saw it playing out this way, or did they? Now, the Times said that teams typically, that'd be the Tampa Times, the teams typically need to interview at least 2 minority candidates for the head coaching vacancy. But because of the timing and the move after the start of the league year, the hire is allowed. And that's all Rooney. That whole Rooney Rule thing is 100% ridiculousness. And I've asked a lot of my friends that have played in the league, that have coached in the league, and of all races, creeds, and colors, guess what? They all think the same thing. The ones that I know, they say the Rooney Rule is absolute nonsense. However, Bowles is an excellent fit for the team regardless of Rooney Rule interference. So there's a little bit of interest there. Now, Todd Bowles is second time around as an NFL head coach. So this is his second time, but he previously coached the New York Jets, but you can call them the Airplanes, for 4 seasons. And he had an abysmal record of 24-40 in that span. Of course, nobody really does well as the Jets head coach. Now, do they in the first place? Nonetheless, so he was 24-40, never made the playoffs despite a pretty good roster and going 10-6 in his first year. Then I guess the wheels fell off. But since then, the Jets fired him, of course, and Bowles has, seen his stock jump up, of course, thanks to his results in Tampa, which included a Super Bowl ring in his second year, and the Bucs defensive unit has ranked in the top 10 in the NFL in points allowed in each of the past 2 seasons, up from 29th when he first took over and 31st the year that he actually came aboard. So look, Bowles has done a very, very good job over in Tampa, but then again, it's personnel, folks. I mean, look, you can have a great game plan, but if you don't have the personnel, it is what it is. But Todd's getting a 5-year deal on this, and he's going to make a truckload of money, of course, and is taking over as the head coach of a roster of a Super Bowl contender. So this guy has already been set up to win. Everybody knows this. And, of course, this is what the league wants nonetheless. This way, the whole Rooney Rule thing has validity or some crap like that. But anyway, Arians claims that part of the reason he retired was because he wanted Todd Bowles to have a shot. And he said Tom Brady's on retirement played a role in his decision. And I bet Bruce Arians, he probably stepped aside because I don't think Tom, in my opinion, I don't think Tom really wanted him there. Because Tom is really the offensive coordinator anyway, calls his own plays, calls his own everything. And Tom's really the head coach of the team outside of defense. He don't give a damn. Now, according to Arians, Tom Brady's stunning decision to retire played a role in his decision to hang up his whistle. Why? Because you didn't see a free lunch? You didn't see a free championship or a team that was going to possibly go to the Super Bowl? Is that what it is? Yes, Bruce Arians. Everybody can see through your BS. Anyway, this is from the Tampa Bay Times. They said that Arians said a pivotal moment in his decision came 2 weeks ago when it was more than that. It was a strike that. It was about 6 weeks ago when future Hall of Fame quarterback Tom Brady decided to unretire and rejoin the team. Nonetheless, Arians said that it gave him peace of mind and needed to pass along the job to his longtime friend and colleague. Here, take my used socks, take my used underwear. I don't need it no more. But anyway, Tampa Bay Times continues to say, I don't need to win another 15 games for me to be happy. I'd rather see Todd in the position to be successful and not have to take some bad job. And I'm probably retiring next year anyway. So I control the narrative right now. I don't control it in February because if Brady gets hurt and we go 10-7, it's an open interview for the job, close quote. Now, the Tampa Bay Times reported Brady was told Arians planned to step down either the day the quarterback announced his retirement or the day after. And of course, the team reportedly insists that the decision for Arians to unretire has nothing to do with Brady, but the past speculation of the rift between Arians and Brady is going to leave a lot more in mind. In fact, look, hey, Brady's like, look, there was no drama. When Brady first reacted to the news that Arians retired or unretired, because he praised him in Instagram, that's because that's what they have to do. It's the political two-step or whatever, like they have this in Washington, D.C. with those clowns over there, the old Potomac, the Potomac two-step. That's what they say when they're dancing around the laws and crap over there. You think Tom Brady's going to open up his real feelings on whether Bruce Arians is there or not? I don't really think so. And so he probably said, hey, look, Arians is not there, so I can play another season without dealing with that clown. But who knows? Maybe it's going to be a little bit better under Todd Bowles, but it doesn't matter. Tom Brady's the coach anyway. So it doesn't matter whether it's Bowles or this guy or that guy or Joe Gibbs or Tom Landry. Take the Mike Ditka, bring these guys out of retirement. It doesn't matter. This is Tom Brady's team, folks. When you're the best quarterback in the league, arguably one of the best that's ever played the game, and the GOAT, the greatest leader of all time, you make decisions. We're going to be back here and decide to come back in just a few minutes to talk a little bit about the Washington football team / Commanders, whatever the hell you want to call them. Don't go anywhere. Last more to come.
Attention business owners, you and your customers are listening to this commercial right now. Face it, every business needs customers, even yours. The Sports Circus is a primetime nationally syndicated program that's carried on ABC, NBC, CNBC, and Westwood One News affiliates, plus CBS, Fox, and NBC sports affiliates across North America, with coverage from Hawaii to New York. Also, the Sports Circus is available to the 180 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, and the Sports Circus gets about 4 million website visitors per month, which could click through your website and bring sales. The Sports Circus provides great content featuring celebrity guests from sports and entertainment to our audience every weekday, which your company could greatly benefit from by increasing your visibility, foot traffic, eyeballs to your website, and calls from potential customers. Call us right now at 702-799-9935. Again, 702-799-9935, or email us at info@thesportscircus.com. That's info@thesportscircus.com. Drive your sales today by advertising with the Sports Circus.
Nobody wants to get ripped off, broken into, or robbed, but nobody wants to pay a lot of money to have their home protected either. I've got an offer to tell you about to provide home security for your home for less than $1 a day. For real, with no installation or equipment charges. And this is from a company rated #1 by a leading consumer research company. According to the facts, most of you won't even call unless there's a burglary in your neighborhood or something bad happened. So let's give you a reason. Save money. For less than $1 a day with no other costs, you can get your home secured. Plus, get a lifetime equipment replacement warranty. You need protection for your home. Call the Home Security Hotline right now.
800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. Again, that's 800-361-3491.
So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own talk show. Imagine not having to sit in traffic every day, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job. Get started in television or radio today with your free talent evaluation from Cali Vegas. Call 949-445-1119 or visit them online at calivegas.com. Make your dream come true today and create your new career and learn how to become a television or radio star with the help of Cali Vegas. 949-445-1119. Call now.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV mobile studio, AAMP.TV. This segment brought to you in part by Legal Shield, providing legal protection and peace of mind. Legal Shield can help with traffic tickets, texting and driving, DUIs, court appearances. Maybe somebody spelled your name wrong and it made it look like something else, and you have a claim against them. For more information, contact Legal Shield. Maybe they can help. 213-245-1305. That's 213-245-1305. Get the legal protection that you may need. 213-245-1305. Or check them out online at nocourt.us. That's www.nocourt.us. All right, welcome back to everybody listening in on our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates from coast to coast. Magic 97.9 FM, right here in Las Vegas. Cox, Comcast, Spectrum, Frontier, Wild Cable affiliates. Hotel TV, everybody on social media, thanks for joining us. Facebook, Instagram, wherever the hell we're at. You know you can't get away from us. AAMP.TV as well. All right, back here talking NFL. How about this one? How about the Washington football team turned Commanders? Actually, it was, let's get this right. It was the Washington Redskins. Then they started offending people, apparently. And this is really a Dan Schneider thing. Then they go to the Washington football team, and then that's not good enough. And let's go to the Washington Commanders. I mean, what do you say in a chant with the Commanders? All right, hey, guys, open your mic up. Let me ask you a question. If you were a fan in the seats in Washington, D.C., watching this Washington Commanders football team in the NFL, let's say they're playing – I don't know. Who's your most hated team? Guys over there, give me a collective. Who do you hate the most in the NFL?
I never really liked the Redskins to begin with.
All right. But you got to give me another team.
Okay, so since I don't know football that well, I'll say the team that gets the least amount of tackles.
The team? Oh, well, that to me, it would sound like the New York Jets, right?
Okay,
all right.
Go with that.
Okay.
I don't like New York either. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. So here we go. So the fans in New York, when they're saying like Jets, Jets, right? Like let's go Jets, that kind of thing. What do you say if you were rooting for the Commanders? If you're sitting in the stadium in Washington, what do you say? Let's go Commanders. I mean, what do you do? What is the chant that comes to mind?
All right. I'll say this. I imagine my cousin maybe getting drafted going into that. I'd be like, all right, let's go Eli. I'm not here for anything else. I'm here to support you. That's how I like with baseball. I love it, but football, it's like I always support like my family or whoever's playing. I'm like, all right, let's go for their team. Other team sucks. Y'all garbage. My cousin.
Okay.
Or my family.
Okay. Well, I guess where I'm going with this is you think about the longer names in sports, the longer names, and let's just think about these for a minute. And you think there's a long name, and sometimes the teams, the fans will shorten the name or give a short version of a team, and let's just say we have. All right, let's try to find a long name. The Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Okay?
No.
They don't say let's go Scarlet Knights, do they? I don't know. What do you call them? Knights? Like in Vegas. Okay. In hockey, here, well, let's just switch to hockey. Right here in Las Vegas. They'll say go Knights go. Not go Golden Knights go. They say go Knights go. What do you do in Washington? Do you say let's go Commanders? Do you say go Commanders go? Or do you say go what? Go Commies go? What are they? Are they Commanders? What are they? How do you actually enunciate this? And I'm waiting for the season to start. Commando. Go Commando, it says.
Commandos. Oh, wow. That's
They'll be swinging stakes, I guess. But I guess what I'm after is, what do you call them? I don't know. Do you call them the Commanders? Or what's the cute name? Like the Commander-E's? The Commies? What do you call them? I don't know. Do you think that Washington could have picked a better name? I mean, look, there were 1,000 names that they could have chosen from. but the Commanders. The whole thing is stupid. Anyway, here's the reason I'm going there. Because first of all, the team is terrible. Second of all, the team is terrible. Third of all, the fans are terrible. And fourth of all, the team is terrible. Okay. Oh, by the way, fifth, the owner is terrible. How about this one? How about the Commanders' ownership? And the Commanders are alleged to have hidden ticket revenues from other NFL team owners. Wow. And this is why we went through all of that just to get to the real story. Now, the new allegations of financial impropriety by the Washington Commanders are taking shape, and the NFL will go volcanic when the team owner, Dan Snyder, if accused and if the accusations turn out to be true. Now, the House Oversight Committee, as if they don't have anything better to do in Washington, D.C., but whatever the case, the House Oversight Committee, which has been investigating allegations of sexual harassment against Snyder, has received information alleging the Commanders have been hiding ticket revenues that are supposed to be shared with other NFL teams and their ownerships, according to Front Office Sports. Wow. I mean, this is a really big deal, folks. And in fact, it was reported that Congress expanded its investigation into the Commanders' books. And that, to me, yikes, sounds like a forensic audit. Oops. Forensic accounting is coming to play, folks. Imagine when you go to a autopsy or you see somebody doing an autopsy. You don't go to an autopsy. You can't buy a ticket to one, I suppose. But the point is they're dissecting the books, right? This is a real problem. Now, the NFL requires all teams to pass along 40% of the home game net ticket revenue to the league, which gives that piece of the pie to the visiting team. So if the Jets were playing the Commanders, the Jets would get 40% of the road revenue from Washington. That's how that works. So one person reportedly gave information to congressional investigators alleging the Commanders haven't been turning over the full 40%. And details are scarce, of course, and it remains unknown how long that scheme would have run for, whoever authorized it. And the Commanders and the NFL were reportedly made aware of the allegations recently. And there seems to be disagreement over the handling of the allegations as well, with one spokesperson expressing discontent that investigators are looking into the team's finances. Now, for the Washington Post, the oversight spokesperson said, quote, the leak of one-sided, unconfirmed, unsupported allegations from a disgruntled ex-employee with an axe to grind is just further proof the Democrats' investigation is a waste of Congress's time. Nothing the committee has heard from any credible witness points to any financial improprieties. In fact, the only credible witness in a position to know the fact the Democrats have heard from has denied any such improprieties, if you know what I mean. Oh, by the way, close quote. Yeah. The quote was actually before, the close quote was before the laugh. Nonetheless, in addition to congressional investigation, the Commanders are also on their second NFL investigation over allegations of workplace sexual misconduct after a former cheerleader accused Snyder, the owner, of harassing her before the committee. This club is an absolute mess. The NFL would be livid if the allegations are true, of course. Now, for years, the NFL and its team owners have stood by and allowed Snyder to run his franchise as he actually saw fit. But it seems that ethics may be a problem, if you know what I mean. And Snyder's ownership has seen the Commanders lay an egg on the field. Maybe it was the Washington football team and the Washington Redskins, because the Commanders technically haven't taken the field yet. Now, they've seen one of the NFL's largest fan bases dwindle to the point that they're often outnumbered by empty seats and opposing fans. Oh, they're a mess. In fact, they've seen scandal after scandal, the bizarre story, and that another bizarre story would turn right behind it. And the scandal that caused this current investigation has already resulted in a $10 million fine and Snyder being officially removed from the team's day-to-day operations. A very good thing, of course. Now, Snyder's Commanders have been an embarrassment to Washington, D.C. and the USA, just like the current administration. Still, that hasn't been enough to push his fellow franchise owners into removing him from their ranks, sort of like an impeachment of the resident on Pennsylvania Avenue, if you know what I mean. In fact, however, this is the latest development that might cause that push if true. Problematic names, sexual harassment, allegations, and lawsuits against grandmothers might reflect badly on the league, but there is no better way to uniformly enrage NFL club owners than taking their money out of their pockets. Looks like the wheels are coming off. Folks, this is going to be a real messy thing, and you're going to see a lot more dirty laundry aired out against this Washington/Redskins/ football team / Commander. Why don't they just move the damn team out of there, rename them, or just make them go away? Yes, they were a great team once upon a time with great Super Bowls, great players, a very good friend of the Sports Circus, one of those former players as well. We're not going to name him, just protect the innocent. But I will say that the Washington football team, because that's what they were last year, those guys have a real problem taking over this new Commanders thing. They're not commanding anything. In fact, it seems like the NFL and the league is commanding and making all the rules at this point. So maybe we'll call them the Washington Patsies. All right, folks, don't go anywhere. Last more to come here on The Circus. Back in a few minutes.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen. And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the Tax Doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-989-1694. 800-989-1694. 800-989-1694. That's 800-989-1694.
Nobody wants to get ripped off, broken into, or robbed, but nobody wants to pay a lot of money to have their home protected either. I've got an offer to tell you about to provide home security for your home for less than $1 a day. For real, with no installation or equipment charges. And this is from a company rated #1 by a leading consumer research company. According to the facts, most of you won't even call unless there's a burglary in your neighborhood or something bad happened. So let's give you a reason. Save money. For less than $1 a day with no other costs, you can get your home secured. Plus, get a lifetime equipment replacement warranty. You need protection for your home. Call the Home Security Hotline right now.
800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. Again, that's 800-361-3491.
That's the sound of sizzling, dry-aged USDA Prime Wagyu and Angus steaks from UpperCutChops.com. They're best-in-class filet mignons, New York steaks, and the king of all steaks, the tomahawk and cowboy cut ribeyes are the best in the business. Even their Prime Wagyu burgers will likely be the best you've ever had. Browse the full selection of steaks and chops at UpperCutChops.com from the comfort of your home or on your mobile device. UpperCutChops.com delivers all-natural, dry-aged USDA Prime Wagyu and Angus steaks and chops directly to your door, without the hassle of going to the grocery store and fight crowds to pick from a small selection of average and best meats with injected steroids, fillers, and coloring added to look good. Find out what's for dinner at UpperCutChops.com or call 702-799-9935. That's 702-799-9935. 702-799-9935. Or make your selection directly at UpperCutChops.com.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV mobile studio, AAMP TV. That's AAMP.TV. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow all of their content as well. This segment brought to you in part by the Sports Circus. Make sure you check out thesportscircus.com for our upcoming guest, a prior guest, all of our recorded shows. Click on any of the logos. It'll take you to a list of well over 1,000 shows. And by the way, folks, make sure you go to the partners page as well and check out all of our long-term partners, where they've been with us for years and years, some of them over 5 years. In fact, one of them is the College of Southern Nevada Athletics, CSNCoyotes.com, for great baseball tickets, great softball game tickets right here in fabulous Las Vegas. In fact, in my opinion, the best college in Southern Nevada is the College of Southern Nevada, and their baseball and softball played right now is some of the best in the country. Get your tickets at CSNCoyotes.com. That's CSNCoyotes.com for the College of Southern Nevada Athletics. Yes. All right, welcome back to everybody. You know who you are. Sticking with Las Vegas, since we are in Las Vegas, how about this? We have a really good hockey team here. Historically, and we say history because we're talking 4 years and change, going on 5 years, completed. But how in the world did the Golden Knights, the Vegas Golden Knights, how did the Golden Knights become one of hockey's most hated franchises? Yeah, this is a real thing. And this is, of course, according to Yahoo Sports. Yahoo is essentially a culmination of a lot of media outlets, and then they'll go ahead and put it out there at their homepage or whatever. Some of their stories are by their reporters and some are by other news outlets, whatever, such as us. Nonetheless, this is by Yahoo Sports. While it may be hard to believe, it wasn't all that long ago that the majority of the hockey world found itself pulling for the Vegas Golden Knights. And sure, there was a small group of fans who believed that the NHL gave them an unfair advantage from the get-go by altering the expansion draft rules. But, yes, there's always a but. Sometimes it's a big one, too. But there were plenty more who were simply focused on their underdog story. And that story saw a team of cast-offs and castaways and misfits not only make the postseason, but advance all the way to the Stanley Cup final in their first season. In fact, I was at game one of the Stanley Cup Finals against the Washington Capitals. Here's Washington again in the media. We just can't get away from them, can we? Nonetheless, since then, however, the support for Vegas has dwindled in a very big way. In fact, in just 4 seasons since that magnificent Stanley Cup run, only 6 players from that roster remains with the Golden Knights today. 7, actually, if you include Zach Whitecloud, who appeared in just 1 game that season. But that isn't a result of the players choosing to leave, as many may have been vocal about how great of a city Las Vegas is to play for. Instead, it's a decision by Kelly McCrimmon and as their awful general manager. Oh, this guy, I got to tell you, this is my opinion, and I can give my opinion. Kelly McCrimmon is one of the worst general managers that the game has seen in a very, very long time. And a friend of the show, which is, well, their president. Their president was the general manager. George McPhee has become the president of the Vegas Golden Knights and replaced by Kelly McCrimmon. Just a terrible, terrible, terrible general manager who is continually trying to buy his way to a Stanley Cup while showing zero regard for loyalty to the Vegas Golden Knights players in the first place. In fact, in one sense, this mentality is understandable, unfortunately. This is according to Yahoo Sports, by the way, as they have put together several fantastic rosters in recent seasons. However, players want to feel valued by their team, and the Golden Knights organization hasn't shown much, if any, loyalty in its 5 seasons. Of course, better yet, under George McPhee, it did. Under Kelly McCrimmon, it did not. And the most recent case in point is the since vetoed trade involving Evgeny Dadonov, but is far from the only questionable decision their awful general manager has made. In fact, one of the first examples came when they chose to trade fan favorite Nate Schmidt. I have a Nate Schmidt t-shirt. I have a Nate Schmidt Schmitzicle in my car, and he rides basically in the back seat in the window. Everybody pulls me over. Hey, man, I thought you had someone back there. No, it's my Schmitzigal, if you know what I mean. Nonetheless, so they got rid of Nate Schmidt, shipped him off to Vancouver before the 2020 and 21 season. And, of course, this guy's only 30. It was many of guys that were just on the fringe, NHLers, to be strong players after joining the team. This guy really showed what he could do, really pushed the puck up the ice, a good, very good defenseman, a big shot as well, and it was a big mistake nonetheless. So he had said on several occasions just how he loved playing for the Vegas Golden Knights. Despite this, of course, he was shipped off to make room for has-been defensemen, and I mean over the hill, yet he's still good, but Alec Pietrangelo, a good player, but way overpaid. $7 million a year for what? Come on, man. Guy turns over the puck on a regular basis. It is what it is. He doesn't push the puck up like Nate Schmidt did. Just a terrible, terrible move. Nonetheless, this is, of course, Kelly McCrimmon trying to buy a Stanley Cup. Nonetheless, that blew up in his face. So after the Schmidt deal, whispers began as to whether or not Kelly was doing a disservice to looking past the locker room chemistry in order to try to build a powerhouse. That'd be Kelly McCrimmon. So those whispers became much louder following the offseason when Marc-Andre Fleury, I mean, the poster boy of the Vegas Golden Knights, Marc-Andre Fleury, was traded to the Chicago Blackhawks for almost nothing in return in what was an obvious cap dump to make room for other players that they had brought in. And, of course, the move came less than a month after he won the best goalie of the year trophy. That's the Vezina trophy. Oh, yeah, that's the guy. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks for making the water a little bit muddier. While the trade had certainly irked many, it became an even worse look for the organization when the fans learned that Fleury found out about the trade on social media. McCrimmon, they didn't even have the backbone to talk to him in person. Let's just put it out there on social media and let the chips fall where they may. That is an unthinkable, embarrassing scenario for a future Hall of Famer and one of the league's good guys in Marc-Andre Fleury. I mean, look, extremely disrespectful way to treat a player who is one of the main reasons the hockey market in Vegas has been so successful in the first place. Now, heading into the 2021 and 22 season, the team was not even close to the feel-good story they had been back in 17-18 when they started. And, of course, that went to the year essentially with several superstars playing, such as Mark Stone, Max Pacioretty, Pietrangelo, while also having Robin Lehner as their new undisputed number one goalie. And Robin Lehner is a very good goalie, but when you have crap defense in front of him, this is the kind of BS that happens. You take a really good goalie and turn him into a really average goalie by having crappy defense in front of him. Or you could take a really average goalie, turn him into a great goalie by having great defense in front. Well, guess what? Kelly McCrimmon, you have done neither well in the first place. In my opinion, you have a problem, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. So, nonetheless, their support from many was already gone, and that even got worse when they continued their support and their super team-like mentality this past November, acquiring Jack Eichel from the Buffalo Sabres. Now, Jack really wasn't a fan favorite over there. He's a very good player, but by all means, this move had and still has potential to work out for the Golden Knights, but they gave up way too much for damaged goods. Remember, this guy had a big back issue and a terrible locker room guy as well. No loyalty in the name of the game with the Vegas Golden Knights, and one of the pieces that got away was Alex Tuch, a fan favorite also, who was one of the few remaining from the roster from 17-18 season and a fan favorite, of course, just like Nate Schmidt. So you think of heart and soul guys. Now, the Eichel acquisition came and it caused plenty of headaches for McCrimmon as Vegas is struggling to make things work cap-wise, and the team tried to fix this, but it's basically gone from disaster to debacle. Attempting to move Dadonov, who Vegas had just acquired the past season, to Anaheim, that blew up on trade day because that was on his no-trade deal. No, Dadonov says, you can't, no, don't be dealing me off to Anaheim. So this is what happened. So from the social media chatter, the fans are showing just how much they've turned on this team, as many weren't afraid to express how thrilled they were that this move, well, which was supposed to help the team create cap space, wasn't allowed to go through. And on top of that, it was another example of Kelly McCrimmon's poor treatment towards one of their players, and it was clear that they didn't do their due diligence on Dadonov's contract situation in the first place by looking at his no-trade teams. So look, while the highly volatile approach has certainly lost a ton of its support, it's far from the only reason that many NHL fans have turned on this franchise. In fact, many believe that after their success right out the gate, the Golden Knights fans have grown a sense of entitlement, failing to realize that the league has put them in a great position to succeed right from the get-go. And this is evident from the plenty of fan social medias can't even, well, let's face it, they don't like what's going on. In fact, some may find it fun and harmless on the social media side, but plenty have become irritated by Vegas's Twitter account, which isn't shy when it comes to boasting after wins. But what about after the losses? And the account has become yet another thing that has quickly turned from the fans and turned them from being a league favorite. So guess what? Now the fans are going to have to figure out how to lose. And the good news for the fans who have grown sick of them is that McCrimmon is the kryptonite and is destroying the team. And likely, in my opinion, this dude is going to get canned. So since activating Eichel from the injured list, the Golden Knights have found themselves in serious cap trouble. Of course, that's a big problem. Now players are going to have to be cut, which is the reason they attempted to move Dadonov in the first place to the Ducks. And of course, with Dadonov remaining with the team, however, they don't have enough room to activate three of their top players, Mark Stone, Riley Smith, and Alec Martinez. All of them are currently on the long-term injured list. And of course, as we saw last year with Tampa and Nikita Kucherov, stashing players on the long-term injured list can be a smart strategy to cheat the cap system. It can be, but that isn't what the Golden Knights are doing, though. They're on the outside looking in when it comes to the playoff picture. And of course, if they are to miss the playoffs, it will be a huge failure by the Vegas Golden Knights, and they were considered one of the league's cup contending favorites entering the year. Real simple solution. Fire Kelly McCrimmon. Fire Kelly McCrimmon. George, fire Kelly, because Kelly, in my opinion, is awful. And frankly, it's not just my opinion. Kelly McCrimmon is the absolute kryptonite and destruction of the Vegas Golden Knights. And by the way, if you're going to fire Kelly, get rid of Peter DeBoer, because that guy from a head coaching position, this guy's been given all the tools, and he still can't bring you deep into the playoffs. He can't bring you a cup. Peter DeBoer, you're fired. Kelly McCrimmon, you're fired. Shake up the world. Shake up the Vegas Golden Knights. And you know what? Let the Vegas Golden Knights miss the playoffs this year so the fans know what it's like to feel the pain of bad management. Bad upper management from the general manager side and bad head coaching, because sometimes you need a little bit of in the mouth just to get you going. And how about a little attitude adjustment? Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for the Sports Circus today. I'm your ringmaster Sel, and we'll see you next time right here on your favorite station. Until then, fire Kelly McCrimmon, Golden Knights, and fire Peter DeBoer, and we'll see you next time on your favorite station. So long, everyone.
Small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The